Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Mini Arts 1/35 scale. This is the B-type London bus. Doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? Now there is two versions of this one out. There's actually a war version as well, which is obviously in the military type sort of dark earth colours and things like that on there as well. So that one is available if you wanted to do that one. But what we absolutely love about this is the box art as well. It's a beautiful thing to behold, the old B-type buses, you can see just like that. So a quick run round on the box. We don't see much on there. Well, we've got one on here. So your kit number, this one's 38021. We can actually see the markings, which are absolutely beautifully done, and obviously a little bit of detail upstairs. Okay, right the way through, and on the other side is exactly the same. So in the box, we have, it's going to sit there, I have a solid bag, absolutely solid in one. We've got instructions, which as always, we'll have a quick shimmy through first. Okay, so as you can see, this is the beautiful thing, was the old signage, all those areas like that looking absolutely fantastic. And then obviously we've got the ones internally and stuff like that, and obviously the full details right the way through. Okay, so parts call, actually it's quite heavy. We've got a nice bit of photo etch down in here as well, lots of decals as we would imagine, some obviously some clear parts right the way through. Okay, full detail. This is Mini Art. We know what Mini Art are like. They really go to town on them, and as you can see, they've done a great job down in here as well. So a fully detailed engine right the way through. Okay, so we've even got the plugs, we've obviously got the leads coming off of them, and all the rest of it right the way through. Chassis completely having to be put together, okay, right the way through, mounting the engine onto that chassis, and then obviously we've got the suspension system, so going right the way through, and a bit of the plumbing and the various areas going in there like that. Okay, more suspensions going through, adding those right the way over, and then obviously the drivetrain all the way through going in, and then on these ones you're working your way on the front to the actual front grille area, and again it's a little bits of lineage down in here. We've got some detail 1:1 scale for some of this plumbing work, to fitting those in, and control lines, things like that. Okay, and then that's all being fitted in. Okay, again more controlage right the way in, steering arms, mechanisms, things like that in there and going in. So you can see lots and lots of detail on this particular kit right the way through. Okay, wheels, hubs, separates and things like that going right in there, which is a nice touch. We've got the lamps being in, photo etch as well, which is going to be really nice. Okay, we're fitting those in. Front part obviously all done with the engine and all of those ones in, and then being fitted right the way through. We've got the exhaust on there, really nice touch with this. And one thing we were hoping for is obviously you can have the bonnet open and close, so you're not going to hide all of that detail away. You can still see that with no problem, displayed nicely. Exhaust being fitted down underneath the underside, and again some more like the handbrake system being fitted down in there, more of the lamps, the various things going onto the back. Okay, and then right the way through, obviously we've got the clear parts being fitted down on here, front and back, for the actual main coach area, the seating, all the areas that are down in there like that, and the clear parts for the glass all being fitted in right the way through for the actual rear cabin. And then obviously we've got the driver at the front being all exposed down in here. Okay, all of those. As you can see, it's a very detailed unit. Top deck, okay, so obviously we've got the floor, and the other areas, obviously it's open up here. Got your seats all being fitted down into this one, very nice indeed. Okay, those being fitted on, and then obviously the under with the actual handrails for the top side. Okay, drop down onto the tops of them once you've got it all painted and stuff like that in there. And then obviously we've got the rear part compartment on here being fitted on here for the staircase going up to the rear, stairs being fitted in, obviously all being put together. Beautiful touch on this one right the way in there, very nostalgic, all of these. Okay, you can see that entire rear compartment section being fitted on and then put in, and we've obviously got the rear wheel arches going into this one, and then that entire top area being fitted down onto the actual chassis. Then all the control items, we've got the lights, the mud guards, number plates, all things like that, all at the front. Wheels going on there, and then obviously we've got this very innovative side skirt being fitted on there to stop people falling underneath. Then obviously you can make up whichever version you want on the side, and that's the nice thing with this one. So this really old signage, so we've got the Wrigley's ones, okay, and all of the other ones down here, Lipton's tea, okay, and then obviously on the rears, some of the different ones you can have down in here for the Heinz, got the Daily Mail, all the other ones, and you say these are all them down in here for your painting guides. very nice indeed. Have to say, beautiful touch on that one. So in here is a sealed bag. How are we getting in here? We're going to need to slice our way in. Okay. I often moan about single bags, but when it's packed tightly like that and there's no movement into it, not a problem. It's only a problem if you've got big bags and they're just running around all over the place down in there like that. So down in here, we just look at these parts first. We can have a look in here, which I'm imagining is our photo etch, which is a tight fit to say the least. Let's try and grab it. It's a very, very tight fit. Incredibly tight. Let's try something with a bit more bite. Here we go. That fits. Okay, so we've got the photo etch right way up. So obviously you've got the plates, side plates for this one as well, right the way through those. That's quite a nice, and it's a very, very tight fit. Trust me, it only just fits in there. In fact, I can't even get it back in now. Okay, we don't want to bend it, keep it flat. Okay, so that's a nice touch there. These ones in here, let's have a quick look in here. We've got the clear parts and those decals. So, have a look at these decals first. Really very, very nicely done. Catch it on the side, you can see how nicely printed they are. And it's nice how this one's been taken out. You can catch it on the side, and obviously flat. Different way of doing it. Okay, and with the general one and all the others just like that. So we got this one. Oh, I see what they've done. Look, they've spelt it wrong. Someone forgot to put the D in, so that's why you get this one. So scrap that. I'll just gloss over it. There we go. It's a replacement part because they spelt bridge wrong. Okay, and that's the other ones on there. So what we're assuming then is you use for the paper signs on the rear. So this here is, you can cut these off and then obviously you can put them on. So you glue these in, and because it's paper, it's how they would be on the real thing anyway, so that actually would work. Okay, clear parts. Again, you would imagine being flat, they would be clear, and as you can see, these are absolutely crystal clear. No problem with the clear parts. We've got the headlights down in there like that, and then we've got the last one over here. Again, totally crystal clear. Beautifully done. Right, okay, so into the guts of it. What we'll do, we'll run through them as they are here, just so we can see right the way through. Okay, so first sprue up. Sorry, it's this way around, just trying to find it. We've got sprue A, and it is that usual thing with mini art, when you actually look at the bits all running across here, you can probably see on the chassis, the bolts, beautifully done, sharp, good, crisp details with all of those, and down in there with the suspension, and then obviously we've got all the running gear, the various bits and pieces down on the chassis. They're all very nicely detailed. Lots of attachment points, but it's quite a fine area. But you can see, not too bad on any of those. And again, really nice with the wood on this as well. And the bolt heads are sharp, you can actually feel them. Very, very nice indeed. Good quality right the way through. Even on the blind side, really nicely done. No real ejector pins in anywhere that are going to be in the way. They're all nicely tucked out of the way, so that's a very nice touch indeed. Okay. Then we've got this other one down in here, which again, a lot of this is going to be running gear and all the various parts, as you can see, running right the way down. There's a lot to this kit. This isn't just a bus, couple of halves and it goes together. You've got all the running gear, all the major parts as you would have on the real thing as well. So, you know, obviously it's going to take a little bit of work going through on these ones. And again, really very nice touch. So over here on C, we've actually got the roof and then the lower, and as you can see, we've actually got the reinforcement plates over the wood, as you can probably see on this one. So again, nice to areas, and obviously all these areas for the seats to be located down on. So that's actually very nice indeed. Okay, and then we've got the side as the steps come up to the top deck. Very nice indeed. And obviously most of the detail is going to be sides, and then again, really nice how big part here, but the ejector pins have all been shoved out of the way. So we've got no real ejector pins underneath any of this, so it's a nice big piece with no worries. Okay, then obviously we've got the floor downstairs, and then obviously this is the blind side really looking in, and again no ejector pins or anything else on these stairwells, sides and things like that, so that's a very nice touch. These have got them, but you're not going to see those because that's the blind side. This is the face side to that one, so they're not going to be actually seen by anything, so a nice touch down in there. Okay, so we've got multiples of these. We've got lots of these, so there's 3 of these. This is just for the seats. You can see good recessed and raised details for the seat cushions, looking very nice, and then we've got the floor areas, things like that as well. So again, really nice, no ejector pins at all down on there. So we've got 4 of those for the actual seating area like that. Okay, and then we've got this one in here. Now this one does look like we've got flash, but I'm not sure. It is a little bit of flash just down on these parts here, so a little bit of clean up with those required. That's the first time I've seen some flash like that on this one. Again, just needs a little bit of clean up. It's not a problem, pop in there. If you've got like a deburring tool, something else like that, that'll soon take care of that. Okay, these are the guards, the side guards that go down on the side of the vehicle. Again, really nicely done. The bolt heads are good, sharp, crisp details. No ejector pins on the blind sides of them as well. So that's really very nice indeed down in here on HB. Okay, and then we've got match pair again. So we've got 2 of these, and again this is more of that seat one with the flash. They've all got the flash, obviously all popping out the same mould here. So we do get 4 and 5 of those. So that's the seats. Okay, and then down in here we've got another match pair, so we've got 2 of these. So we've actually got the wheels and the hubs on sprue ED, very nice, and those wheel arches looking very good. Spokes of the wheels, got some of the engine parts down in there, things like that. Again, that's looking very nice. Nice internal details for those wheels as well. Okay, and then obviously exactly the same on the other side. Okay, and then just down in here we've got on GE sprue, I'm not even sure what that is. Looks like the bottom of the sump of the engine maybe, or something else like that. Very nicely done indeed. Okay, bit of protective foam, which is always welcome to protect, and that's to protect these very thin wires up here. But just before, we've got 2 of these, so obviously we've got the wheel arches. So these are these rear wheel arches that come right over, and I think it's obviously like a grab handle right the way across on this one. Again, beautifully done. Okay, and then again, same for the other side. And then last up, we've got various areas. So we've got the floor, okay, and then working our way across, you see lots of details on this one, front and rear of the compartment. And then onto the other side, this is what's protected by all that foam, which is quite handy. It has a lot of the cabling areas and things like that. Again, more cushions. These cushions are great texture, good deep textures to them. More sides, and again, some more of the cabling work done. Very fine, very nice indeed. And again, even down on the blind side with all these, no ejector pins in any of this. Very nicely done indeed with all of those parts. There you have it. Again, Mini Art, they don't just make a bus, they actually make the whole thing. So there's a lot of work involved in there. That's not going to be one of those where you're going to pop it together over the course of a weekend. Lots of detail going down in there, and obviously you need a little bit of forethought on the painting of it as well, because obviously if you're going to be doing it with the red and the white scheme and things like that, obviously breaking it into subsections would be a lot easier from a painting point of view as well. You've got wood effects in there, you've got metal effects, obviously you've got a lot of different ones, bare metal as well, so there's a lot of stuff going in, and again some beautiful weathering done as well, just to make it about right. I think would be a real head turner. I actually like this kit a lot because it's something different. It's really nice to do something that's completely alien to what you normally build. So I could actually see myself building that one day, coming along thinking, do you know what, I want to do something completely different. Forget your aircraft, forget your armour, let's do something like that. And that's what the beauty is about these kits. And also from an engineering point of view, you've got all that stuff, so you could detail it, hyper detail it, go right the way through it. Obviously there is figures available if you wanted to, some stowage items, and you can add to it, put it into a diorama. It's one of those kits which is a beautiful starting point. It's quite a complex kit. It's not going to be shake and bake, as I said, and I don't think it's for a beginner, but if you've got basic modelling skills and just taking your time with it and working your way through it methodically, I don't think it would be a real problem. But then after that, the world is literally your oyster. You could then just have one, you could have two, you could say diorama figures, put it into a set, something else like that, and it would look absolutely fantastic. So there we go, that's the Mini Art 1/35 scale B-type bus.